Hi there, welcome to Mind Made Up. My name's Alex, and today I'm going to be talking about work from home makeup. I'm kind of a lazy person when it comes to having a routine and sticking to it, so working from home kind of lets me be a slob sometimes. But when I do actually put effort into my appearance and do my makeup, I feel so much better. So even just doing this makeup, which is just like a slightly elevated version of yourself, it's just you but better. This makeup makes all the difference for me. It makes me feel more productive. It makes me feel like I could just, go out and socialize, talk to one of my neighbors, go out for a walk and not be like, wow, I should have showered. It's just a few simple steps and products that I do during my kind of morning routine where I just have a coffee, I plan out my day. I'm trying to plan out my day. I do have a planner that I write in, but whether or not I stick to it, that's another thing. But at least this step I do, and it makes me feel a little bit better. I just keep my makeup on the desk, I just reach for a few little brushes, and then boom, we're done. So if you want to see the products and the technique, then just keep on watching. So I like to do this routine because it really just helps me feel more confident and productive. If I'm in my normal work from home routine, sometimes I can be lazy and kind of a slob, so it doesn't really help me want to leave my apartment, go outside, socialize with people. And quite frankly, if your boss calls and wants to hop on a quick call with you and they ask you to turn your camera on, it's nice to look put together. So the biggest thing that I found that works for me right now, especially because I sit in front of a window, is a tinted sunscreen. So my favorite new find, and it's not new, it's just new to me, is the Australian Gold Botanical 50 sunscreen. And it's tinted. So this is for fair to light skin tones. It's lightweight, and the best thing about it is that it's matte. It kind of dries down a bit. It feels so much better than just putting layers of moisturizer, sunscreen, serums, then put your foundation on. I've just been liking it as a one-step thing. It's a little bit orange for me, who is somebody who's very pale, so I just make sure I take it down my neck. And it doesn't provide a lot of coverage. As you can see, I still have acne that shows through. But it does have enough that makes me feel a lot more confident than I normally would. The next thing I do is just use a little bit of a concealer. Right now I'm trying to use up the bareMinerals Bare Skin Concealer. It's a serum concealer, so I find that it blends out very easily. But it's not the most long wearing. But that's okay with this type of look. And I just keep a few cups in front of, yes, that's a Patriots beer can holder probably. But this is on my desk. I just keep it on my actual work desk and do my makeup here in the morning. Just with a few brushes. I don't use them all, but for this routine I just use a little brush like this. And just go in. It takes a couple minutes. I just gently tap. Because I don't want to have to worry about going back and concealing this spot multiple times here, so I just kind of gently tap it in there. And this makeup is really intended to be you, but better. So it doesn't have to be perfect coverage. You can't see a single spot. It's just you want it to look like your skin, but you're just a little bit more put together. The next thing I do is just go in with a little bit of pressed powder. I use the COVERGIRL Clean Fresh. I just take it underneath my eyes and on my eyelids. I have large pores, so I just like to set down these areas and on any acne. Then depending on the day, I'll take a blush or bronzer on my cheeks just very quickly. Because I have rosacea, I don't want to be too harsh with it and pull off, because we have very minimal base on there anyway. So I just kind of lightly stamp it in. I don't do too much swirling and heavy sweeping. I just kind of lightly press. And I'm just gonna put a bit on my nose. And then the bronzer obviously does double duty on the eyes. I actually use kind of a bigger, fluffier brush like this and just kind of stick it on its side. So because I have a hooded eye, it just covers a lot of surface area and gets in my crease and kind of on my lid as well. And I just kind of sweep up and out. This gives me a bit of a lift. Next I go in with a highlighter. I like to use a very natural looking one. This is from my Hourglass palette. I think this was limited edition, but you just need some kind of like sheer skin tone matching highlighter. I put this in like my project pan, so I've been using it all the time. But I just go down my nose, just a little bit here. I think the highlighter is kind of the thing that ties it all together. It just gives you like, I don't know, just gives you some life to your face. And you can just actually go over the whole lid if you want, like really sloppily, because it's not really gonna do much because, what am I even saying? It's not gonna do that much because it's like a sheer highlight, so it's not gonna be like, bam, wow, you didn't blend that out properly. Like you can hardly tell that it's there, you know? Next I do brows. I have pretty, like my brows are there. I don't have to draw them in completely. They do look better when they're fully filled in, but I'll just take a brow gel. This is one that I'm also trying to use up. It's Nude by Nature in the shade Blonde. It's not the best shade for me, but it does the trick. The goal here is really just to make the eyebrows look a little bit lifted and make sure they're brushed up properly. So how many products did we use so far? Tinted, sunscreen, concealer, a bit of powder, bronzer, highlighter, brows. Okay, so it's adding up, but when you're not spending that much time on each step, it doesn't really feel like that much effort to do. For the lip, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao. This is just like a little quick add definition to the lip, but since it's more of a cool tone, it's not gonna, like when you rub it out, it just looks more like a shadow, doesn't look like a lip liner, so it's not gonna be too harsh against like the very unmade look of the face, you know? And then you just want to add a little bit of color or gloss. Like I said, as somebody who has rosacea and I know I'm not wearing like a full foundation, just a bit of concealer, which is not very like full coverage, long lasting concealers. It's like a serum, so on my skin, which gets oily, it's gonna fade probably. So with that in mind, I don't like to wear a lip that's too bold, that's gonna kind of draw emphasis to like the problem areas I have on my chin or like here in my cheeks. So I'm just gonna go for a glowy kind of sheer balm. This is one from Quo. It's kind of a dupe of the Dior balm, which I've never tried, so I don't know if it's actually comparable, but I just know by the packaging I can tell what they were going for. This is just in the shade Punch. It's kind of like, it looks pretty pinky red, but it comes across very sheer. See that? It just added a little something, but not too much. Last but not least, I am an eyelash gal. So you can curl them if you think you have pretty long lashes or you don't care about wearing mascara. I've actually not been wearing mascara recently. Not every day at least. So looking at that, I feel like that just adds like a lot of openness and definition without you actually having to put on mascara if you don't feel like it. But for the sake of the video, I am going to put on mascara. I'm going to use the Wander Mile High Club mascara and just put a light coat on. I don't want it to look too crunchy and like clumpy because the other makeup is not very full on, you know? And I might just add a little bit of powder to the forehead. Just in the center. And sometimes I like to just go through and fluff up my eyebrows. I've been growing them out though, so they're pretty wild right now. It's hard to maintain them without a good hold brow gel, but we're trying. Okay, so that is the finished natural-ish look. Perfect for just hopping on a call. Just get your hair down, get ready to go. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite base product is for like an easy go-to look. I also like the Glossier, what's it called? I also like Glossier's skin tint, but it's very dewy and like you can't really touch your face when you wear it, so I have really been enjoying using a tinted sunscreen instead. And plus this one dries down matte, makes you feel more like you're wearing regular makeup when you're not. You're just wearing a bit of concealer. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I want you to remember, don't just make up your face, make up your mind too, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.